Hey everybody, what's shaking? This is Swanky'K, and today I'm going to make a video that I wasn't planning on making, but apparently there's interest in it. So this is about Plex. Plex is a Plex is software that can turn your computer into a media server, and stream movies, shows, whatever, to a device like a Roku, which is what I do, or to another PC. So anyway, uh, people sometimes do this if they want to take their DVD collection and, well, get rid of the, well, if not get rid of the physical stuff, but they still want to have it, but maybe sell the physical stuff. It's just a way to consolidate that. So anyway, I'm going to show you one of two methods. One is a DVD, and the other is just a movie I downloaded. But I will show you the process. This is what I do. You don't have to do it this way, but this is what works for me. So I will just roll with this and we'll go. So I'm going to go on the assumption first that you have Plex on your system, and also a piece of software called Make MBK, which is software used to rip your DVD in the first place. So, and I will put links in the description below for both. So you can, if you don't have it, you can download it and it's right there. But anyway, first I'm going to rip a DVD. So what I need to do is open up, where to go? Make MBK, right? And the DVD we're going to be ripping is this one. Just a simple, it was on TV, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Live in the Rockies, so nothing complicated. This is pretty much for demonstration purposes. So anyway, I already got the DVD in the tray. You can see it right there. So put your DVD, if you have a DVD burner, or ROM or anything, you may or may not have that. I know computers these days, some people opt for not having them. But anyway, so put your DVD in your system tray, and then open up, where is it? There it is. MKV. And what you will see is this opener. Okay. Like, yeah, it sees the proper drive, type DVD, there's the label, whatever. So you click on it, and what it'll do is it'll go through and read the disk, and basically read the table of contents. So it scans it, opens it. It can take a little bit of time depending on length of the DVD and how fast your drive is. Okay, so now you will see this says type description, DVD disc, Joan Jett, The Rockies, Title 1, Title 2, 14 chapters. What this is what you're going to want normally, is open this up. You're not going to want, well, I'm not saying you're not going to want, I'll just say I don't want this one because this is probably the extra features and bonus material. I don't need that. So we'll just uncheck that. This is the main one here, your largest one. This is 2 gigabytes worth of whatever content. And when you drop this down, this will give you it has 2 audio options. You can choose whichever your preference is. I usually just uncheck that. I usually just keep the standard Dolby Digital Stereo surround. Movies themselves will have more options here, and as a general rule, you'll want the first one. Sometimes it'll have it on a movie. You'll have things like different languages, subtitles, all this stuff. If you want that kind of thing in there, that's totally fine. I don't personally, so I just opt that. So what is, I entirely check this off because this is the extra bonus feature stuff. Don't need that. Your main title, it's the longest one. Obviously, you need the video. And the audio I'm selecting for this is the Dolby Digital Surround 5.1. And that's it. So, hold that back. The other thing now is it's going to automatically rip this content into the video folder. Some of you, that's fine. I'm not going to do that. I want to put it in the Plex folder, which I have here. So what I'll do is I'll do this. I will select the title it was going to give, and I will Control-C that, which copies that. And I'm going to pick my folder, and the folder I want is... Nope, need to go to this PC, need to go to users to get where I want to go. And in my user folder, see, there's my Plex folder. So let's open that up. And there we go. So all users into Plex. There we go. And as you can see, my Plex folder, ultimately, it's right here. So I just put a Plex folder in my user directory drive. And that's it. I already do have a movie in there and some music, and I'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, so my Plex folder, I just put in, like I said, my user directory. Just easy to get to. I don't put it in videos. I don't do any of that. So that's what it'll go to. C drive users, Windows 10 edu, Plex. And that's the name. So let's make MVK and let's go. Now we're ripping. And the speed of this will greatly depend on, well, the size of the file and how fast the drive is. A Blu-ray or something high def would obviously take longer than a DVD just because it's more. This is a DVD. It shouldn't take as long, but depending on drive speed. This is actually a good drive. It's a Blu-ray drive in burner, but it's actually not as fast as just my standard DVD drive from years ago. Not really sure why that is, but it is what it is, and we'll just go from there. So it will save this file to the Plex folder, and once we get there, we will go from there. Alright, so the rip is done. Like I said, main disk. I unchecked all that because I don't want the bonus features and just that audio. So now that it's ripped, and it should be right here. And you can see Joan Jett Rockin' the Rockies gave it the title, and it's an MKV. Now, at this point, I mean, you can watch the file as is. It's just the raw, you know, as you can see. And it'll play using your media player and all that. So you have your raw file here. Now, what you want to do is, assuming you have Plex installed, I go here, and there's my Plex icon. So if you open it right now, you won't see it. Now, what you'll see here in a minute is I actually have a few Plex servers. I have 3 computers, and this is my main one. Oh, the bonus thing about Plex too is it's also kind of a streaming service which you use for free. I've been watching Andromeda, which I don't even have, but that's what home is, and you can go and watch movies and whatever. But this is my Windows 10 edu machine and movies. There's the Terminator Genesis. I got some music, and then I got TV shows. And Joan Jett's not showing up. That's okay, because what you need to do is, once your file is ripped and it's there, you need to update. So what you do is, there's a little Plex icon. I right click it. I go update libraries. So update the library. And now, when you open Plex up, you should see, let me go back to the right system. There it is. Joan Jett Rockin' the Rockies, TV, whatever. Now, at this point, I wonder if I can match this with something. Ah, okay. So, it knows what this is, sort of. But what I can do, like if like this has been matched, I don't have to touch this. This, it didn't really match it with anything per se, but what I'm going to do is, so you're going to see a few things in this video. So I'm going to match it, and I'm going to match it with, and you can see search options. Sometimes it needs some help, but as I saw scroll down here, there it is. Joan Jett and the Black Hearts Live. So this is the DVD that I ripped. So I'm going to select that, and there it is. So now that it's matched, I'm just going to minimize that. So like I said, remember, I made a Plex folder, and there it is, and it's matched. And it's still an MKV. So now what? Well, now that I've got it matched up to what the content is, and see, then you get information, 60-minute DVD, bonus tracks, I Love Rock, Crimson and Clover. That's fine. So what I want to do now is I want to optimize it. Now, this is where some people will use Handbrake. I don't bother with Handbrake. You can if you want to. I'm not, but this, I don't bother with it personally. There's really no point. So now that it's been, I'm saying you can unmatch it if it's wrong, but it's matched properly. Now I want to go to, see, optimize, and title. That's correct. You can optimize this for mobile, which no. Optimize for TV. That's what I usually do. You can also optimize it for original quality, which if that's you too, that's fine as well. But for these purposes, I'm going to optimize for TV because that's primarily what I watch it on anyway. So optimize for TV. So title's correct. Optimize. Verge's storage location, and by default in folders with original items. That's fine. So let's just go optimize that. And here it says this media is being converted. Watch results here, and there you go. Now that I'm here, I don't have House of the Dragon on here anymore. I'm going to move that. So remove, and so you can see your current conversion activity. And right now, it's showing Joan Jett and the Black Hearts Live, optimized for TV, converting. It's for at times 10. It's 9%. It's estimated about 4 minutes left. So now 3 minutes. So it's going a little quicker. How long that takes to convert depends. Well, two things. A, how big the file is, but really importantly, what your processor's like. For example, on this system, I have it's an AMD 8350. It's an 8-core processor. It's an older one, but it was pretty strong for it. It's still pretty strong now. But the point is you can see why, if you don't have a strong processor at all, it would take a long time because it's being pretty much maxed out. Converting video is very intensive on a CPU. So, this is an 8-core processor, and it's pretty much being full throttle, to capacity. So the faster, stronger the processor you have within reason, then the faster this will take place. This one's not new by any stretch, but it can still compete. If you have any current generation i5, i7, whatever processor, it'll just chew it up. And I do have a 10th generation i7 that I use on a different computer entirely, but I'll usually implement that when I'm processing like a whole series like Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead or something like that, all seasons, and I go throw that on that system and just let it chew on it for a while because it is the fastest one I do have. And what I call doing bulk conversions for single stuff, whatever, this is fine. So where are we at? According to this, 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. So this gives you an idea of how long it would take to convert it, standard DVD, with a runtime between, hour and a half or so. That's about right. So it gave me, just around 5 minute estimate. That's not bad. Got about a minute left to convert. And then I will show you what happens next, because it does something kind of weird. Like, you can keep both versions or get rid of one, but if you do get rid of the original, well, I'll show you what happens. This is what I do. All right, 50 seconds. Yeah, less than a minute. And the thing is, too, this is what some people will they'll burn it. What some people do is they'll take a DVD, burn it like I did, and then they'll use Handbrake to convert it, whatever. You may have reasons you might want to do that, but I personally don't bother. I'm not that. I'm very much straightforward. Keep it as simple as possible type of person. Um, I've never really needed a version for Handbrake. The one thing I can say about Handbrake is it's a combination of, you can use Handbrake to rip a DVD and then also convert it in real time while doing so. The problem is, even with a fast system, that takes a while because you're doing a combination of ripping and converting at the same time. That really does kind of bog it down. Okay, so conversion needed here. All right, so now we're done. So now, what you will see in your Plex folder is this. You will see there's the original that we ripped, and then when we converted it, optimized it, it made a folder called Plex Versions, optimized for TV, and there's the new folder, which is also now an MP4. Now, just out of curiosity, how much did it compress it? Let's see, the original is 196 gigabytes, 1.9. We're now at 1.4. So it compressed it a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. So that's pretty much the gist. Now, at this point, if you want to keep the original one, you can do that. But what I usually do, and I'll do it this way, so I was just there. So now that I've got my optimized for TV Plex Joan Jett and the Blackhearts video, I select the original and I delete that, and I go ahead and empty the recycle bin now. Because I've made the mistake of doing a whole season of this on a show once before, and the recycle bin can only hold so much. So there's a reason why I do what I do. So anyway, I just deleted the original. Now I'm keeping this one here for now, because here's what happens. Alright, so you delete your original source, or your original file. See, when you hit update libraries again, what'll happen is, I just got new stuff from the recycle bin. When you update your library, for some reason it likes to take your newly created folder and it likes to throw the new one in there. I don't know why. I guess if Plex thinks you deleted the original one, you don't want the other one as well. I don't know. Simple fix. Just go to restore all items. So the only one in there. So you restore it. Do you or she want to restore it? Yes, I want to restore that. And when you do that, it puts, this is an next step, and then it puts it back into the Plex versions optimized for TV, and then the Blackhearts. Badoom. And of course, there it is. Now, Plex, so now if you hit update libraries again, it'll update. It won't throw it back in the recycle bin. Now, what I like to do is once I get the optimized for TV created, I'm going to say I'm not going to actually rename it, but I'm just going to select rename, and then I'm going to Control-C, copy that title. Actually, you know what? No, I don't want a new folder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this one and Control-V, paste that new title in there. Now let's just Control-X this one, which cuts it. Basically, we're going to move the file back into here. And now get rid of that. There. Empty that one. So now, the final product of this will be a folder called Joan Jett and the Blackhearts Live, and there is the appropriate video. Update that for good measure, and open up Plex, and get to the right computer, and there it is. Click on that, and from here you can hit play. Or if you're streaming to a Roku or whatever other device you have, it'll show up kind of like this. And just hit play, and you're golden. So that's ripping, version, all that. So that's that. Beyond that, so now let's say you have a video that you didn't convert. The same method holds true for this. So this Terminator Genesis is the raw file down. Terminator Genesis. I downloaded this. This is 5.48 gigabytes. So what I'm gonna do, it's pretty much the same deal as a rip, but I already have the file. But let's say I want to optimize it. Okay. Like I said, Plex folder. You can see I just shown that. That's music I've already had in there. So what it calls this is Terminator.Genesis.2015.720. That whole thing. All right. Well, I want to basically do the same thing. So let's go open it again. Go back to more. Find the appropriate server that it's on. And do this. Now, obviously, this is matched, ready to go, all that kind of thing. But I want to do this. Go back down to these little three dots here in the bottom. Just click that regularly. Optimize that. Same thing. I'm going to optimize it for TV and keep it in the original folder with the original items and just optimize and click there. Now, this will take a little longer. Oh, and see the original MKV file. Can't find that. Fine, that's fine. I still have it, just not the MKV version. You can remove it. So now it's converting this one. It says it's waiting. Okay, conversion activity. Now this one's going to take a little longer because, well, A, it's a longer movie than what the Joan Jett video was, and B, it's a 720p resolution as opposed to standard def. So this is going to take a little bit longer than that one is. Not a big deal. According to this, it's going to do it in 10, 11, 12 minutes, give or take. So I'll let it do its thing. I will edit this video down so you're not waiting, 10 minutes for it. I'll just speed it up real quick, and then you'll see its naming conventions and how it does all of its stuff. So waiting, and it's done. So go back to home, go back to here, and in Plex itself you will see what you saw before. There's no difference there. However, since we just converted it, optimized it, back in the Plex folder. Now in this case, since there was already a folder existed, because the last Joan Jett, I just had the raw file here, it created a folder in the same directory. But I created that. What you'll find now is there'll be a Plex version within this folder. As seen here. Optimized for TV, confirming that. And there it is. And that took it down to 3.2 gig from 5.46. So, pretty good. So, yeah, when you already have a folder with the file already in a folder, it'll just create it in there. So, same thing. Once again, take the original. This is what I do. And I delete it. Go ahead and empty the recycle bin right away. And then update libraries. And of course, there's something in the recycle bin again, which is the one I just created. Well, we'll restore that. Yep. And now it's back in here. Like I said, what I like to do personally to get my namings right, I just select rename and copy that. So Control C, back out, and I'll just go ahead and rename that. So Control V, paste that back in, done. So now the folder is named properly, and I don't want to keep going that deep for the folders, so I will just Control X that, cut it out of there, and that's the one I wanted in. Control V, back in, get rid of that. And just go ahead and update and open. Find my proper, and there it is. And there's the intro. It's pretty as you please. So that's basically it. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, I don't bother with Handbrake because Plex does all that for you. And you've probably noticed too when I was doing this, I just have one Plex folder. I don't subdivide my TVs and movies and music into different folders. I just dump everything in the Plex folder. You know, there's a movie, there was something on TV, there's music. For the simple reason is Plex does that for you. When you're creating your libraries, let's say if I want to, create a library, if I'm here, add, and if it, you can add movies, TV shows, music, photos, video, I just always direct this to the same Plex where everything's in, and I let Plex sort that out. And actually, well, it sorts it out when you select your library type, and you direct it to, well, for example, let me just get rid of TV shows. I don't think I have anything in TV shows, but let's just delete it. Okay. If I had TV shows that I want in there, I would go to Add TV Shows, might find, browse near folders. All I do is I look for the same, where is it? Plex folder, and add it. So it sourced that out for you. Like I said, I don't have TV shows in there, but that's why I just dump everything in the Plex folder. So whether it's music, movies, whatever, I let Plex manage that, and it seems to do just fine on its own. Add a library, don't add it. I don't subdivide it here. I just dump everything into Plex itself and let Plex sort it out. It'll do your optimizing, all the stuff for you that you need. So that's that. So anyway, and like I said, you can stream, into live TV, live TV, music and shows on Plex. Like I said, I've been watching Andromeda on there. Had been. Almost done. What else? Children of the Corn, Phantasm. And this is all free. There are levels of called Plex Pass and stuff that if you want to subscribe to, you can get higher tiers, but it's not necessary. But anyway, that's just, like I said, my method. So I have TV shows on this guy, Star Trek, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, this is my main Plex, the Intel desktop. That's my main one. But the one I did it on, the local one, is this one right here, as you can see. My content creation PC. So, that's that. And if you have any questions, put like in the comments, whatever, down below, and I'll happy to answer them. But like I said, that's just my method. Don't use Handbrake. I just use MKV and Plex, and that's it. Or if you do what I do, which I don't use this to so much convert my DVDs. I've got those. I'm not, I don't buy any more DVDs. Let's put it that way. And I'll just download the movies that I want to watch, If they're worth a darn, I keep them. If I don't, delete them. No big deal. But anyway, I hope you found this entertaining and/or educational to help you with your endeavors. Like I said, it's what I do. You don't have to do it yourself, but that's my method. So anyway, you guys take care, and I will catch you again in the next video. Like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day. Stay swanky.